Now that you have an idea of a general overview of how the program works, I thought we would just do a quick code walkthrough as the program executed itself, just to see how we interact with the classes, how the rules class interacts with the user interface, and how the rules class interacts with the card deck, and so forth. So to do that, I thought what we'd do is run the program in single-step mode and get a feel for what's going on and how all the pieces parts tie together. So let's do that. And as we said, part of the initialization routine is to shuffle the deck that's being administered by the rules class. So let's go into that class and call shuffle deck. Come down, and let's just see what the first card happens to be. Again, it's 5. Oh, we're not seeding the random number generator. By the way most random number generators work, if you run them without seeding them, they produce a repeatable sequence of numbers, and that can be very useful for debugging purposes. What I should do is go back now and add a statement that seeds the random number generator so that we do, in fact, get a different sequence of cards every time. Right now, we're going to get exactly the same sequence. So we've already seen how this runs, and we probably get 288. I think we had 249 before as the pass count, so we're close to what it was before. We come back, and we're done with that. And we run, and our interface is now available to us. So let's go to the input step, and let's take a look at the deal and see what happens there. So we'll hit the deal button. I'm not going to go into the clear ranges because that simply clears out the text box. Then let's go in and see how the rules balance works. The balance right now should be $100 because we just initiated the game. Since it's greater than 0, we're not broke. We can continue to play the game. Get cards left. We do a call to the deck class, and we get 52 minus 1. And because we have 51 cards left, and that's greater than 3, we don't have to shuffle the deck. We're going to deal the hand. I'm not going to go into each one of these. We're going to get the first card, second card, and the dealt card. We're going to set the cards, and then we're going to set the winning positions based on those cards. And then we're going to show high and low. So let's single step and look at that one. Okay, 4 of spades is what happens to be the low card, and the high card is going to be the Queen of Hearts. So 4 of spades and the Queen of Hearts. That's a pretty good spread, so I'd be willing to bet more than my minimum on that. Let's go 25 bucks. And now I want to set a breakpoint at the bet. Where did it go? There we go. So now I can click the bet. I come down here and I check to make sure that wager's okay. I've bet $25. We're okay there. Remember what the bets cover does? It's the one that goes in and sees if the amount that we have, which is $100, is greater than the amount that we're betting. So we got that covered. The bet result is a 1 because we are allowed to play that. Player wins. Our balance then is up by the amount of the bet from $100 to $125. And then the position tells us where we display the card. And because it's a winning card for us as the player, it's placed in the middle. And then we can go and show it. And it shows us that we won. And you'll notice that it's placed that Jack of Clubs between the 4 of Spades, the Queen of Hearts in that middle position. So we're using the win-lose tie to position where this particular card is being placed on the screen. All right, now we're ready to play again. We can deal. And we start over. I just wanted to see if we can get one that shows us losing here. Yeah, let's go all the way down to the next break point. That's a pretty good bet. Ace to a jack. Bet's covered. Bet result. Dealer wins. And the reason that the dealer wins is because the card is above the jack. So, oh, it must be a jack because it's showing it in the tie position. So the Jack of Diamonds ties the Jack of Spades and the house wins it. So we can see then that the game does in fact work. The positioning of the cards does work. There's some features that we would probably like to add to this game, and it would be relatively easy to do that. To add an ante, for example, into this would simply mean that every time that you click the deal button, the amount in here would drop by $1. We could have a running total of the number of antes that you've made in the game if we wanted to, but actually your balance will show you the result of how many bets you've made. And that's it. Just keep in mind, when you're designing the classes, the visual components that you see on the screen have no business in any one of these classes. Keep all of the user interface in form main. Use the 5 programming steps to do the modeling for what's going on in form main, or the controller for the program, and use UML Lite to lay out the thought process for designing the classes.